No, you're not on it. Speak again. Hold on. Right, do it now. Nice. Fucking still not on it. Hold on. We will be live in a second, everyone.
Are we live now?
We're live now, but with technical difficulties. We're live on Google, which is fine, so you can be able to hear you. I can hear you, actually. Speak.
Hello.
Ain't too low, Steve. Oh, you fucking idiot. Just not used to you coming back, that's the problem.
Oh.
You fucking cocksucker. Do it now, Steve.
Hello, can you hear me? Steve-O here.
One second, everyone. 1 sec. Right, hold on, Steve. We're live on Google anyway. Fuck. 1 second. Anyway, we've got 2 people viewing us, which is pretty good, Steve. So that's more than normal. You there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. Hold on.
Hi, Chris. Is everything all right?
Shut up, you.
What do you make of?
Hang on a second. Here we go. Right, we'll just have to forget OBS. I'll have to put it on Dingy later. Just fuck that. Right. Disaster. Speak now, baby.
Hello.
Right, here we go. I'm here. Right, you can see me now. Right. This is episode 45 of the Contextual podcast. We have fucking come back. And after...
Steve-O is back with a block rocking beat. Sorry, Chris. I'll take over here because it's been a long time coming. I'm back.
Yeah. Anyway, Steve-O has come back. He's trying to justify the fact that I deleted him out of the entrance music last week. All of a sudden, the random
Did you really? Yeah.
message. Yeah, did you fucker? Deleted you last week.
Oh my God.
He says,
like that.
This is the Contextual podcast with your host, Hulkamania78. The #1 gaming podcast. Fuck you. Well, the thing is, you flake him at fuckface, so I can't have you in.
You could have told me. You could have told me instead of announcing.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. People have been saying, why do you keep having this entrance music on with Steve-O? And he's not even there. So I said, well, it's got to be done. Now, Steve-O, what the fuck have you been doing, baby?
Well, I thought it was a perfect time to come back. Forget what I've been up to. PES is fucking back. Let's just go straight in there. Let's have it.
Let's go then. What are you saying?
I don't know. it looks a copy and paste job. It's only a trailer, but what I've seen so far from it, I'm not liking the look of it.
What about? I've got a few things I've written down, which we'll get into. But you go first. Go on.
I don't know. There just doesn't seem the appeal there because they seem to be promoting David Beckham for some reason more than anything else. Usually the Champions League. I know they've lost that, but I thought they could have maybe pushed for something else. You know, like maybe a new league, maybe the German or something. I know FIFA might have the rights, but something along that lines. But just to promote Beckham, I don't know, just find it very odd.
I think the thing is, they've obviously got the deal with Beckham last season. At the midway through the season, he was announced as like an ambassador for the game, and you could get him in their My Club packs. But for me, if you're going to have someone like that, why can't you just have him in the normal Masters League and the normal game? All these legends you released, like every year, you know, he had the Maradona thing where he was kicking off Maradona with FIFA and all that because it wasn't working. And I just don't get it. I don't get what the issue is, if I'm being honest. Why you can't have them across all modes? Why it has to be tied to fucking My Club? I know it's so you're opening packs and that, but it's counterproductive.
That's the thing, though. It's only that trailer, in my eyes, only seems to be attracting the My Club players again. Nothing else. It's just, I don't know. It seems like they're all focused on. They shouldn't really be putting that as a trailer.
What is there anything on the trailer that you like? So I've done a bit of an analysis.
The graphics look, of course, a bit like really good. Coutinho looks good. Can't fault them for that. But the keepers again, there's a bit where Coutinho has a shot and he just bounces in, and the keeper, of course, the classic animation save where he doesn't fully extend his arms and all that.
Yeah.
That looks like they've not even touched on that. And like I said, I know it's only a trailer, but from what I've seen of the keepers, looks like the same old job with them.
Well, I think obviously you've got this Coutinho thing. The first one's an absolute rocket shot, an old PES special. So it's an absolute screamer of a shot, which flies in. It seems to get faster as the actual shot goes in, right? So I'm happy with that because PES has had no feel. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're only analysing a minute and a half trailer. So we've both been fucking critical, and quite rightly, because the game's been an absolute bag of shit. But that looked top. I thought, you know what, that looks fucking good, that top corner. Maybe it'll make it feel as if when you score, there's a bit of reward. Because to me, it's always fucking empty when you score on PES at the moment. Yeah. You know what it's like. It just is. It's dead empty. There's no feel to the shooting. There's no reward to it. It doesn't feel like you've earned it. And then I was happy with that. And then the next shot, I was like, oh, fucking hell. The ball drops to Coutinho. It's the back of him. This is on 24 seconds of the trailer. And the ball goes in like a weird bobble shot, which is great. So it adds a bit of variety to it. You're thinking, great, it's a bit of variety finally, be able to do knuckle shots, driven shots with a bit of bobble. It's going to sort the keeper out. What does the keeper do? The same half-arse. Yeah, it's that one where the keepers just don't want to try. So instead of them putting their hands up here, they're sort of going like this and they dive like this all the time. So I know it's just it doesn't reward you for that shot. If you did that shot on the fly and it was like a real quick move, touch, bang in the bottom corner, then fucking marvelous, great. I'll totally accept it and say that was a dead good goal, great for the trailer. But you can actually see in the trailer that keeper again, he's doing the same fucking bullshit. And I know we've got to play the game, so it's how often that happens. I get that, and I get that me and you especially, which is quite good that you're on, have been so critical of the game. And we've been called out by plenty of people for how we approach the podcast with the PES stuff, because obviously this is what the Contextual's about and all the shit we got for it. But we're being honest. A lot of people agree with us, a lot don't. That's fair enough. You get out of the weekend. But them fucking keepers are doing the same stuff that they've done now for 6, 7, 8 years. The same, it just looks already on that trailer. And I know it sounds daft, but
what do you think? Do you think it'll be the same again as it is every other year, PES? Honestly, I do. I think I don't know where it's going to go. Of course, now with losing the Champions League rights, I only think I know everyone buzzes off the gameplay, but I only think there's only a certain amount more PESs they can do before they will start, struggling to get the sales and all that.
I think
because the Champions League was a really big one for them, and now they've lost that. That's just put them on their arse.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they didn't really utilize it because at the end of the day, all the teams are not right anyway. So you might have the Champions League, but they're not licensed anyway. So they're obviously the Premier League teams aren't licensed other than Arsenal and Liverpool. Or is it just Liverpool last year? So I can't remember who it was, but I know
it was Arsenal.
It was Arsenal.
Arsenal they did have the proper ground, Arsenal, the Emirates, yeah.
Yeah, because it used to be us, didn't it? It was us who were licensed on it. United were licensed on it. So for years, but I don't know. I want so much to like it. I want so many people to basically just come up to me and go, you know what, Chris, what the fuck are you talking about? Two fingers, put them up to me and go, you've been proven wrong. People who work for Konami, like Asim and that, who we've had our fallings out over the last few months around the game and stuff and all that. And I want him to prove me wrong. I want them all to prove me wrong and go, you know what, the game is amazing. But just seeing that one save, and I know it sounds petty and people go, how the hell can you analyse that game off one animation? But when you've played the game for nigh on 20 years on and off from ISS.
Look out for. Well, that's what I look out for, the keepers first thing.
Look, at the end of the day, I'd love a Masters League to immerse me like the PS2, but it's not going to do it. It's all online. My club's an absolute shit show. Unless they've got a transfer system, I'm really not interested because it's the same. Spend your money to get your teams. And what I would like with my club, if they were going to do that, is you actually earn the players. You don't just get fucking Messi and all these other players within the first couple of weeks, because everyone's got the best teams you can think of within a few weeks of the game. And it's just an absolute... And then you're getting coins rewarded all the time because the servers are down. You log in and you've got about...
40,000 coins for doing
that. Which is, in theory, is 4 spins. So in theory, you could have 4 top players. I know that, law of averages says you're not. But I don't know. It just... I wanted to come away so much from it. Like, I'd analysed a couple of things which I've got here. Like, I put down Beckham's foot planting was really good when he took the free kick. It slid a little bit, but I wasn't that thingy because a lot of it with PES, they look like they're floating the players, you see. And then the nets were finally there. But the one thing, Steve-O, and I did send this to Steve-O, anyone who's watching, and thanks for joining because there's a few watching, is that fucking picture. We've listened, Snowy's back. What the fuck?
Shambles, isn't it?
That is a fucking joke.
Sums Konami up in one, that.
It does. I'm sorry. And that's not me being an absolute, wanker and digging them out. But that is a necessity, just like fouls are. There was no fouls in the game last year. They can sugarcoat whatever they want. There was no fouls against the computer would not foul or fuck all in the offline stuff and that. And it's just like, you can't justify that. You shouldn't even be a tagline. It's embarrassing that a fundamental flaw of football is actually now a PR fucking page on their website or on their social media. And that's not digging anyone on social media out. Because I know who does social media as I attest to my falling out. But it's just not... It's embarrassing. Because
to say the weather system, that's a load of bollocks. Because FIFA and even Madden have had it since fucking 05 and something, kept it up to this day, you know what I mean? And to just put it in now and make a big thing about it, it is a joke.
Well, you wouldn't mind. It'd be a good PR stint if FIFA didn't have it in. But FIFA have had it in, even no matter how bad the game's been, FIFA's had that in for years. Pro Evo had it in the PS2. In the PS2 era, it was the total leader when it comes to footy games. The total spearhead. It had everything, all the immersion. There was inertia to the play, the contextual, Steve-O. There was contextual bits to the actual gameplay that you just don't see on FIFA. But it's just not something that does them any good. And then the problem is, like what we're doing now, is you're digging them out in some respects for fundamentals of a game that should be in. It's like playing a cricket game and having no fucking stumps or something. It's just, it is, isn't it? It's pretty good for me, that, but it is, isn't it? It's just like, it's something that shouldn't even, it's like that fucking cricket. Brian Lara brings a cricket out. Look, we've now included stumps, or now every player's got a bat. It's like, I understand it's weather, so it's not like, they're saying, like we've built a footy game out, we've now included a ball. Wow, that's fucking great.
I understand.
Just what I mean, like it's
no, it's the way they go on about this Fox engine as well.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, the way they were bigging it up, when it first come on board, that snow should have been in then. PES 2014. We shouldn't even be talking about fucking weather on PES. It's just daft.
Well, look, I always go on about it, and the core stuff of this podcast originally was for PES. You know that, and there's not enough fucking legs in a podcast. We got to about 10 episodes, and even we were struggling to justify keep talking about it. People were saying that's why I've done different things, and you haven't been on as much. And to be fair, you've not been on as much because there isn't anything to talk about with PES. So it's not
now
been.
PES is back.
But now, we're now going
podcast a weekly thing.
Yeah, Steve-O's back now just to slag the game off between now and August. The only good thing I'd say...
I was about to say that it comes out in August.
That's
very good.
I think, and I've said this for ages, they've got to push it towards when the start of the season starts.
Yeah.
The transfers are not going to be done till September because of when the transfer market shuts on like the 1st of September.
That means we'll get them round about December.
So we'll get them at Christmas as a present and a My Club 10,000 coins, whatever the fuck it is. But... It makes sense, and it's a great thing for PES because, to be fair, they have one of the best marketing teams going because they all, me, I just totally get on board with it. Don't I? Going, it's back. The demo's amazing. Everything about it is fantastic until you get the release. Exactly. I want to prove me wrong. I'm not an aficionado. I could get licked on Pro Evo. People could come on who've not played it. If you come on and beat me, I'm not saying that I am the best at Pro Evo because I'm not. But someone who's spent thousands of games online playing and in some of the tournaments, like now, I get hammered every time I play someone online. So I just want to be able to play it. Me and you to play it one-on-one like he used to do. Go into a lobby, and we did on 2016, 17 and 18, we just done nothing. Go into a lobby, play it, and it's a playable game with its faults. No game is perfect. I'm not saying that. But when you've been so involved in the fucking community for so long, and now we're doing a podcast. There's somebody someone who frequented the forums and knew some of the guys like Adam and that back in the day, and he was good to us and that. Let me do some of the testing and that, and come into testing, do some like these like behind closed doors events, and I was grateful for that. But you can't justify the fact that we reviewed it poorly, or we give it 72 or 73. And, our thing wasn't on the front. All right, we're not registered like an IGN or something, but our review score wasn't on the front cover of the game. Contextual podcast, 73. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that, are they? So it's PR 101, but I'm not being funny, Steve-O, but there was a couple of things I was interested in. But if the simple core mechanics of a footy game aren't there isn't really an argument for them. They can sugarcoat and have a go at people all they want. I had said to him about the fact that there's no fouls and something else on social media at some point. And some guy underneath, it wasn't me. I said that, someone else said it, and then some other guy said it, and then put it on the Win 11 blog. And some guy had to go at him on Twitter saying, we don't want fouls in the game. It ruins the flow of it. It's like, are you actually for fucking real? That's like the old Sensi games where you could like turn the game into like, as soon as you kick the ball or you fouled, you blew the players up. It's like having a mod on PES if that isn't included. It defies logic. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how you feel. I'm on my fucking soapbox now. I've not been on this for a long time, but I'm off.
Over the coming weeks, of course, we'll find out more.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just not impressed. Like the whole thing about Beckham, I just find that really poor that they're digging something like that out as, the main part of the trailer.
Well, yeah, sorry, go on.
I just don't see the benefit of it.
No, I mean, look, I agree with you. I agree with what you said before. Going back to that, is the graphics and lighting look fantastic. So it looks like they've really stepped up. But the problem will be is when it's actually in full game mode at 60 frames. They're going 4K HDR, and FIFA does look good in 4K. The atmosphere's right, everything. But if you've got the same droning sound of the crowd just going rah, rah, over and over, it does nothing. It doesn't immerse you.
Over and over again.
Exactly. Neymar. He's one of a kind. No, he's not. He's not, Jim.
We're buzzing for big Jim Bicklin.
Yeah, and that's one thing they've got to do. I don't give a fuck whether it plays the best game I've ever seen in my life. They've got to get rid of Jim Bicklin. I've said this for ages.
A lot of
he's
people
terrible.
were buzzing off him a few weeks ago for that Roma game, though.
Oh, yeah, well, that's about the only game he's done in the last 20 years. But but the thing is, it's just it lacks enthusiasm. It's not, and I think the way the commentaries on PES, it's like someone's dubbed over a game and watched it after it's been on. You know, like instead of it being live in the moment, if a top goal scorer, it never makes sense anyway. And we know Pez has always had bad commentary. But if you ever want to compete with FIFA again, because the gameplay isn't there yet, or whether it ever will be, everything else has got to be right. You can't. True though, isn't it?
Here we go. The PES hate has started already.
Okay, I didn't even mean for the podcast to be like this, but I've fucking gone off on one on there. But it's not
one day the trailer's been out.
No, look, it's wrong as well to also just totally dig the game out because there was some good things on the trailer, and it's a trailer. It's not playable. I thought the play models were really good, like the lighting and everything, and that like the stuff with Coutinho taking the corners. And I love on PES when we used to have PES 4, and England were like pretty good on it. They had a good team PES 4, like Scholesy and everyone, and Lampard and that. But was Beckham was mint on it. He had his same haircut and everything. So I like that. I like what they've done with Beckham. It's really good, but it's probably someone who I'm never going to get because I'm not going to play my club. And looking at like they're doing a Beckham edition where you get Beckham permanently in your team and it's pay to win. And it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You wouldn't mind if they said you get Beckham and in every single game mode you play, you have the option to use him. So if you go in Masters League with the default players, you could get Beckham and build a team around him. Or you go into an England team, even though it's the current team, you could put Beckham in, or, you know, something like that. But it's all tied to a mode that just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't have any logical reward other than opening the ball things, which I do think the ball opening things are better than FIFA with the Ultimate Team. But because he's more of a, if you get a good player, it's great. But it's just, I don't know. I want to like it so much. And at the moment, I'm just feeling we're going down the same rabbit hole.
Job.
Yeah, we're going down the same rabbit hole that we've gone down now since, well, PES 2008. And we said this before on the podcast. PES 2008 was a shit game, teleporting all over the pitch when you're online. It was terrible, but it was still playable when you wanted to. And because it was the first year that PES had slipped, everyone gave it a pass and was like, you know what? It is badly coded. It didn't get patched properly and everything because obviously around 2007, patching was in its infancy sort of with games. But you give it a pass, and then when 2009 come along and it was actually worse than that, you were like, wow, what is going on? And this is where it's gone in decline for me. You want so much, but they just give so little. And then get defensive when you're actually pointing stuff out and feeding back what's wrong. And that's not being a dick and kicking off with people. It's not. There is ways I've done it is wrong, and I hold my hands up. But in the same respect, I stand by what I said about 2018. There was so much that could have been right, but there was just so much wrong with it. And that's where I think we might be going. And what I want is as well, and this isn't just down for me and you, is for people to go to these play tests that they do behind closed doors and fucking slate the game. And not slate it because they're trying to find fault on purpose, but if these faults, come back and tell everyone, not go on the various social media things saying how the game is, it's the best footy game you've ever played and all this. And I know it's a controlled environment and I understand you've only got a certain amount of time. And when you play 1v1, I played 1v1 on the demo and loved it, playing with my brother and everyone, all the ones who used to love, you know, our Adam and that, who love PES. Great. And I'm not saying I am the oracle, you're the oracle on this, but people need to go and properly criticise, not just because they're getting fucking PES t-shirts and fucking, treated nice, which is good. You treat people as human beings. You treat people nicely. Don't be an idiot. You always treat people how you want to be treated. But please go and criticise it, but for the better. Not just going in there saying, well, that's shit, this is shit. No, the gameplay is fundamental. And that isn't a dig at like trying to get me and you a free pass in there. At all. It's like anybody, there's other people more deserving than us. I'm just talking about in general, the community needs to be more honest, and the guys at Konami need to be more realistic that these faults with the game, and there's probably going to be faults with 2019, it's how much it's masked or how much it irritates the community. And that's where the game's at the moment, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so what else are you saying then?
About PES?
Yeah.
It's only a trailer. Over a few weeks, we'll find out more in it. But like I said, it's just I hope it doesn't get the old, calls to like the best PES game and all that bollocks again, because it won't be.
I don't.
In my eyes, PES has gone too far now downhill to ever, I don't know, get that same spot it used to have, right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it sounds bad. Only a matter of time now before it's gone altogether.
I think something's got to give.
I honestly think that if this one, we'll find out with this year. If the sales are not good, I reckon they'll get 2 more and that'll be it.
Well, the problem is there's a lot of people in Asia that love it because it's like head and shoulders above FIFA in there, which is fine. Everyone has their opinion. I'm not saying that just because I don't particularly like it at the moment that someone else shouldn't like it. But the majority of people playing FIFA, and unfortunately, FIFA is the only yardstick you can play against. It's just a playable footy game. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, you can pick that control pad up and you can play it. They always go about pro clubs, great mode. Konami haven't got the audience to have a pro clubs type mode. They've got it, but there's just not enough people. There's not enough of my friends to play it. If you had something like that, then if you know what I mean, like if we had a team of 5 or 6 of us, then I might be interested. But there simply isn't the audience anymore or the following to play it. And I don't know. I mean,
they need to do PES as well because it's not even something you should have it already again. FIFA, when you play your mates and that, you keep the record, all the history. PES, when you turn the console off, that's it, gone, wiped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there should be
all a win. So like when I'm playing you, it means nothing.
Especially the amount of wins I get against you, it should be recorded, shouldn't it?
But it's not. We'll play like say 5 games, and it'll just keep them record, and then once you turn off, we'll go back on it later. It starts fresh, doesn't it? Like the new lobby.
Yeah,
that's just
Well,
it's lazy.
It's like the problem is what happens every year, and you know this is like I was so annoyed last year, and you've said this before in this podcast, was within a month of the game coming out, there was acknowledgements that the game was empty. Basically, the line was, we've got it right on the pitch, let's get it right off the pitch. It's like, this game has just come out. How can you be admitting defeat so quickly? And then, I've said it before, all the faults that were picked up on that game leading into the reveal were totally not acknowledged. And then once it come out, they're acknowledged there's stuff we're going to improve on, feedback to official PES, feedback. It's like, no, just fucking sort it out. Patch the game.
For a PES that you've just brought out. Don't be fucking, like you said, it's just accepting defeat already.
Of course it is. And look, at the end of the day, as I've said to you, we're not the fucking oracle or anything about what's going on. I'm just voicing my opinion on what I think and what you think. It's not going to be the same as someone else's opinion, but as a PES podcast,
PES fans, you
we're
want it
PES
to do
fans.
good.
We just sound like
this year for both of us. I think we can count how many times on our one hand how many times we've played it, and that's not like me as well. I think I must have played it 4 times max.
Yeah, and look,
and even yourself, you'll give it always the time of day. Still, even though you'll slack it off, you'll go back to it at times. I've not even seen you on it for I don't think I've seen you on it this year altogether.
Well, if you look over that shoulder there, that's where all my retro consoles are, right? And I've played PES 4, 5, and 6
more than
recently. This since Christmas. Yes, God's honest truth. I've got an original Xbox which I've soft modded, and I've got thousands of games on it, and I've got all the old PESs and that. Because obviously PES 4 and 5 were the only ones released on the original Xbox, and they run slightly better than the PS2 version. Even though my PS2's over there, and I've got every PES going. I still collect PES every single year. I've got every PES going that's ever been out across the consoles. But the game is I'm just collecting them to be a collector at the moment. And I think I want it to be so good. But it just isn't at the moment. It just isn't, and that's not. That's like what I'm conscious of is the way we are. I feel like I've got fucking airbrushed on my face here. The way me and you are, we're probably too honest or too aggressive in the way we approach. Critical of it. So from the get go, people probably expecting me and you to absolutely just tear its arse off the game. But there's just things I've seen in so many other trailers and reveals for PES that's still there. It's all smoke and mirrors. And like, I remember watching a video where, and Adam's a good guy, don't get me wrong, but he was playing against a guy from IGN on one of the PESs. I don't know which one it was. It was a couple of years ago. Might have been 15 or 16, and he wouldn't score, or he wouldn't. There were certain things he wasn't doing. He wasn't shooting or something, because every time he shot, the ball went in, and he deliberately didn't shoot or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It was something quite deliberate. And I understand your marketing. It's like your job, my job. You're not going to go in if someone says, "What's your place?" I go, "It's fucking shit." I get that. I totally acknowledge that. But you're in a business where customer interaction is almost as important as the customer interaction, and feedback is as important as the products and the PR that you're doing, because it's a game that's driven by what the fans think, because it's a totally different industry. It's a totally different market that you're appealing to. It's a leisure pastime game that takes people away from reality. And when you're having a bad day at work and you come in and you think, you know what, I'm going to put PES on and just play someone online, whether you get beat 5-0, you win 5-0, you want a break from reality, you shouldn't put that game on and become even more frustrated in that than you are in your fucking... No, it's true though, isn't it? Playing a game is supposed to... I know we all get frustrated and all think, fuck off, you know, I've had enough. Yeah. I'd love it. I'd fucking love it if they sorted that game out. No, but do you understand what I mean? You're supposed to play the game and not be frustrated. And I find myself with PES, and that's not the only game, but PES is what I'm so passionate about, because I loved the game in the past and it means so much to me, even, you know, from a family, whatever. It's just fucking frustrating. And that's why I end up venting on here. Fuck you. On here, on the forums and on social media. And that's why, in some respects, I'm getting a bad name, because I'm being too honest. I mean, that's why I've gone off doing other things, because I don't give a fuck. I'm telling the truth, whether people agree with me or not. My opinion is, it's not what it was. We know that.
It's shit. But like I said, too early to call. Exactly.
And I'm happy to sit here in a month, 2 months' time, when we've seen more footage. The demo I'm going to love, and I know I will, but it's pointless until the 30th of August before I can actually say to you, that doesn't play anything like the demo, or this, or this, or this.
Get online and play. When me and you play each other, that's when you'll see how it
of course it will. Of course it will. I can guarantee though, Steve, between now and then, we ain't getting no fucking review copies this year, baby. We're going to... We are fucking paying for it this year, my friend.
But Adam Neves is as well.
Yeah, no. You know what? Shut up, respect for what he said, because we both said this personally, but he reviewed it quite high.
When it first come out, that were jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, like, exactly. And respect.
90s and all that.
Yeah, and he did, and he said I reviewed it too high because, and then the things started unraveling around the game, and he's totally right, and I give him respect on that. But I don't understand the big websites, because they just go fucking balls deep on that one, just saying, 95 best football game I've ever played.
Especially 9.5 they gave it, I think, last year, didn't they?
Well, Eurogamer always give it a good one. Eurogamer.
They could be endorsements and all that. That's the other side to it.
Well, look, the old IGN were in PES, weren't they? From like 2000 and whatever. They were actually in the game. Got to fucking shut these blinds. They look like I've fucking got makeup on or something. I look old now. Yeah. It's shiny for it. But no, it does, because they were billboards in the game. So it's like, it is what it is. Look, we're never going to be right. They're going to think we're just being trouble causers or whatever, because we're trying to be honest. And what I want in a game and what you want in a game is similar. But what a lot of other people want is a fully automated, updated Masters League. And I totally get that. Because that's what the game was about. Masters League was fundamental. And that's just have nothing. There's no development. There's a few taglines on the PR stuff, Steve-O, and it doesn't mean anything. It's all fucking piss and wind at the minute until we actually see it in action. I don't see what.
Not even when we see it, it's when we get our hands on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Get to play ourselves, because even like you said, them videos when you're watching it, you know, like what's it called, the one at Cologne and all that.
Yeah.
Gamescom and all that bollocks. It looks people bigging it up, like you said. They're not shooting as, you know what I mean? They're not shooting as much where they should be to see the fucking flaws of the game.
Yeah, of course you should. Of course you look. We're not right and we're not wrong. It's just our opinion, this. And it might rile a few people and say, you know, what you talk about. And by the way, we might have said it, Steve-O. We're going to get fucking roasted. It's Master League. We've said it already, haven't we? We've already said Masters League, and people are venting. There's a guy on the forums, Aussie, who gave me some stick, and he's right to give me stick. But it's Master League, and I've always called it Masters League. I don't know why, but I have. So apologies, everyone. It's Master League. I know that winds a few people up as well, so apologies. No, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's there. It's out there. It's a trailer. It is a bit bad to overanalyze it until we've seen it. But I've seen the same animations in them keepers that I've seen a million times. So I don't know what to say at the moment other than it's just a copy and paste at the moment. On them, the keeper reactions, I want the shooting to be how it was. So you feel as if when you score a goal, you can jump up out your seat. At the moment, that PES just hasn't got that. FIFA's got it in spurts. You know what I mean? There is still a sweet spots on FIFA. FIFA's no. It's just better than PES at the moment. Overall, the package is better. So, what we're saying, Steve-O, I can only vent for so long.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Some good points, but like I said, give it time.
Yeah. And get the right people feeding back this time, Konami. Whether you go on the forums, which for some reason, the forums now are like a minority, just seen as trouble causers, probably myself included. We go on there and talk, and there is some people on there who are just absolute, just out for an argument.
I just think they've got to pull something big out on that sort of like, I don't know, like I said, with Champions League, and I know, like you said, they didn't utilise it much, but there's not much left on PES now. There's only a few licensed teams.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't look good for them.
I don't want to see, though, when we get a patch after the games come out, whether it's good or bad. Right. So what we've done is we've got fucking Puma Kings in, an Adidas Tango, Adidas Predator boots. We go through a list of about 20 boots and we get a little tagline, some gameplay changes.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, tell us fully what you've patched, not get us guessing, because people then get like placebo.
Make up their own theories, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they go, oh, the game's miles better. Yeah. No, it's fucking not. It's not changed one bit. But people will kid themselves on that that's happened. And I don't think in all the time I've seen recently, they've even patched it correctly. At least FIFA patched the game, whether it's good or bad, they will acknowledge where there's faults because there's so many playing it. But Konami just don't want to acknowledge anything, unfortunately. And it's a shame. It's such a good company to be like this now, because it's like an us and them situation where they're so defensive. Even when you feed back in the correct way, you're just seen as a trouble causer. Yeah. So I don't know. I just hope they fucking take it on board and sort themselves out.
We'll leave PES there.
Yeah, fuck PES. I can't talk any more about it. Let's go.
To bring up Mr. Phelps turning to PC gaming. What are you all this about?
Well,
Very
actually,
disappointed, if I must say.
Right, let me just explain. So, sort of wanted a gaming PC for a long time, and then with my impending, the end of my 30s, shall we say, the end of this year, my good wife decided to treat me early, and the PC is right next to me, baby. 1080 Ti with an i7, 8700K, and all I can say is on Ultra, it pisses all over the Xbox One X, which I knew it would anyway.
Can't believe you've gone to that, though. I always had you as a console, man.
Well, PES, last night, I'm saying about PES, I was thinking, you know what? There's still a good modding community. $6.99 it is on CD keys on PC. I was thinking, shall I buy it? And I've got it over there on the Xbox, our review copy. And I was like,
yeah, my copy.
Nah, fuck it. I've just frustrated myself even more. But I've still played my console. I've got my console running in my Xbox, but it just gives me options, Steve. The only option I've got at the moment is, though, I'm getting absolutely dicked keyboard and mouse. I mean, I've got my control pad hooked up on PUBG and that. I get absolutely caned. It's embarrassing. The accuracy is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you need to...
No, I'll be honest. I've never get into it. Never been...
He's through me telly. It's just like having a console on. I put it on the PC channel,
you've got two things hooked up to it. What's the point in that?
What do you mean?
What's the point hooking your PC up to your telly? That's what the Xbox is for.
I've got my PS4 and Xbox hooked up. I've got 3 HDMI, so I just put the...
Yeah, but that's different. That's you need to hook it up to the telly. Why don't you just play PC through your monitor, but hooking up to the computer telly? Defeating the
Do you think I'm fucking made of money here or what? Fucking Contextual podcast isn't fucking sponsored, you know. Have a fork now, excuse me, TV.
Right, sorry. I thought, right.
No,
What,
no.
you're playing it like proper PC shit, like through the monitor?
No, I'm using it through the telly. So I'm near the telly, keyboard and mouse. It's just difficult because I'm streaming now, aren't I? So we've been streaming a lot of Mixer and then hosting that. We're going to be hosting a
Is it actual 4K though or not?
No, it's 4K. 4K. If I put it all on Ultra, especially the 1080 Ti is the best graphics card out there at the moment until the 1180. Honestly, it is. It's fucking awesome. It runs everything at 4K Ultra, 60 frames. I've got an i7 processor, which is like the best.
Can your LG handle it, or does it struggle a little bit?
No. The only thing I had to do when I first got it, I was playing PUBG, and I had to put VSync on, which is new to me. All this, right, I know the bare bones, and it's good that I've got friends who help me. So I put VSync on because when they were running, the body kept chopping like this, like so. So say they were like that running, and all of a sudden the body would be there and the legs would be there for a second, and you get screen tearing, which is common. So I put VSync on. And it's perfect, absolute fucking perfect. Right. But if I drop it to 1080 or 1440, we're running over 100 frames, and it just looks so much better, mate. Honestly, even in 1080, it looks better. It looks
surprised by that, with your telly.
I'll have to come round and see it.
720p, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I've got a 4K one. You fucking dick.
No, so what games you playing on that then? Like,
well, obviously
from the console.
Nothing really. I've got PUBG. No, but I got the PC. Shut up. I got the PC Origins thing for the EA. You know, like the EA Access and Xbox, right. And that's only 20 quid. But all the Battlefield games on then, you know much of the Battlefield. So I've got every Battlefield
as well.
Yeah, but you've just got to delve in there, baby. I think Battlefield 5 might be getting on PC as well. The games are cheaper though, aren't they? You pay up front, but the games are cheaper.
Changed, man. You fucking
I'm not.
You edit me out the podcast. Now you're playing fucking PC
games. Well, listen. How the fuck can I have a podcast going? This is the Contextual podcast with your host, Hulkamania and Steve O'Chilling. You've not been on for about 15 fucking episodes. I've had people on from fucking Las Vegas, America. I've had fucking people around the world, and there's Steve-O lives less than a mile away from me, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate, I'm busy. Yeah, are you there, Steve-O? Hello." As soon as PES comes out, he's like, "Hey, mate, yeah, I'm on today. 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be there. Fuck off." Yeah, exactly. Free copy season, Steve-O, straight on the podcast. You know what, lads? I've always liked Pro Evo. I think you've been a bit harsh there, Chris. I think you just, until August, and then he'd be like, the game's fucking shit. The keepers are shit. You can fuck right off, Steve-O. I know exactly what your game is. But yeah, anyway, more importantly now.
References, are you going to buy games now on the PC and console?
I don't know. It depends what games. I mean, if Gears of that comes out, because there was placeholders for Gears 5 on some of the websites yesterday. So whether they're going to, I would have thought they were doing Halo this year.
I can't see them bringing Gears out already.
No, I can't. They've only just finished Gears 4 support sort of thing. So we'll see. But I'll still get. But the thing is, if you buy it digitally, I've got it on both anyway. Because my Gears 4 works on the PC here as well. So, and you can play cross-play. Okay. So I was playing with some of the lads. They were on the PC, and I was on Xbox before I got the PC. But now...
So have you got the Steam stuff and all that? Steam
yeah. I had a Steam account anyway, but it was always basic games like the old Sociable Soccer and some of the Half-Life stuff and that. But Team Fortress I had on the Mac, but obviously it's not proper keyboard and mouse. So I wasn't very good at them anyway. But yeah, I got the Steam account. It's all there, baby.
Interesting, right?
Now, one last thing, actually, Steve-O, before we close it out, is how gutted were you? Well, I was on Saturday when I heard about Fergie. Totally going off the.
I know, yeah.
As United fan, mate. It's good news now.
He had a brain hemorrhage. I mean, he's back to normal now.
Oh, mate, it was gutted. You know what I mean?
I'm absolutely gutted. Being at the FA Cup next weekend, but I can't see that happening.
Oh, it'd be fucking ace if he is. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He wants to be there, but no, it'd be silly. Just relax and chill.
Yeah, he needs to just chill. But yeah, it was gutted, mate. But yeah, he's happy now, which is good. I hope he makes a full recovery. All right, anyway, fuck it. Let's not talk anymore. We vented about PES. This has been episode 45 of the Contextual podcast. I'm sure we're going to get stick for this, but I don't care. I'm telling the truth. I've been Chris Phelps.
Good luck.
Steve-O will be back for episode 74 when PES comes out. Thanks, Steve-O. See you later, everyone. Bye.